Ooh, it is almost time for Coinbase to be trading on the market. It is very exciting. The casino is open. There is so much hype, so much anticipation around this equity. And I feel like it was time to throw in my opinion and just break down what I think is going to happen for this stock. It is hours away from being traded on the market. Coinbase going for a direct listing onto the stock market. It's interesting that they are choosing midday to list this and trade this stock versus in the morning when the stock market is open. I feel like that is because they want to limit the amount of time that the stock is volatile. This is going to be a volatile equity. The price swings, I believe, are going to be big. I think that even though they have moved up the basis for this stock, right now it's listed at, they think it's going to be traded at $360 per share. Whew, man, that is expensive. It was originally targeted at 250 a share, but there's been so much hype, so much anticipation that they've upped it to around 350, 360 a share. Now, is that a good price? I think that is actually pretty accurate. The numbers that they are putting up are crazy. Right now, I wrote some down. They've got 56 million users, 6 million active monthly users, which I fully expect that number to grow. The price of Bitcoin has been going up in um, since this whole announcement came, since this whole has been coming to fruition. I think right now it's at about 63,000 dollars for one Bitcoin. As that price climbs, more and more people are going to be jumping into this company. And let's see what else they had in 2020. They had $300 million in revenue, but just in quarter one of 2021. So what are we? It's April 14th. Just from the beginning of this year till today, they have done $1.8 billion in revenue. That is crazy. That is very high for a very young company. There's very few companies that are putting up numbers like this, and I fully expect that number to increase as the year goes on, as crypto becomes more and more mainstream. This will be a company to watch really for the next, I would say, 3 to 5 years. They are going to start making a lot of moves. They're going to be advertising. They're going to start advertising on the web and on television and just different places. And the crypto market is going to mature some, and the business itself is going to develop. They're going to diversify into different avenues of revenue. I think that the avenue of stocks and just traditional equities, that's your traditional Walmarts, Coca-Cola, they are going to go into that space and try and get traction there, which that is a very crowded market space. And so Coinbase definitely has their work cut out for them, and they have competitors. There's a lot of competitors that are coming up quick. You have BlockFi out of San Francisco, you have Voyager, you have Gemini. All these different crypto platforms are going to be taking hold and they are going to be riding the wave. I think one of the biggest plays for this, besides actually investing directly into Coinbase, is to invest into Bitcoin itself and maybe some other altcoins, Ethereum, Litecoin. They're all going to get a boost from something like this type of event. And then also Voyager. Voyager is another equity that is traded out there that you can actually already buy into. They are for sure going to benefit from this wave. It's Voyager's valued right now at about $3 billion, a little bit over $3 billion. You know that is going to be increasing from this blowout IPO. Now, the company itself is 360. Gosh, that is a high. That puts them over $100 billion in value. I actually think that is probably warranted with these type of numbers, with this much revenue and net income coming into the company. I think that that is going to set them up for success for many years to come, kind of like the Airbnb. I'm liking this to Airbnb. I think Airbnb, uh, they IPO'd during the pandemic, which is probably the bottom. That's probably the worst that they are going to do. From there, demand for hotels and travel is only going to pick up. And Coinbase, Airbnb, they have the social networking effect. So It's just that the idea that people are going to use this product and then it's going to spread. They're going to tell their friends and family to get involved in this company because they enjoy the experience. You go stay at an Airbnb. If you enjoy the experience, you want to go back using that platform, and you want to tell other people, connect other people into the system, and then maybe one day you become a host and it spreads that way. Same with Coinbase. I feel like Coinbase, you start using it, and then it's so easy to use. The interface is so clean that you decide, you know what, I am going to tell other people and I am going to promote this product and connect it via the web. That's the beauty of just the tech businesses in and of themselves. They're very easy to scale. It's so much cheaper to scale these businesses than, a traditional business like a Marriott or an ExxonMobil. Those are much more difficult to promote and to actually scale. But what am I thinking? The price target, I am looking at about anything below $400 a share, I think is a buy. Anything below 350 a share is going to be a really good buy, like must buy. But anything from $400 to $500 a share, you better be willing to hang on to that stock for the next, I would say, 3 to 5 years. That's a long-term play. It's not just a day, week, month. That's going to be a much longer play in order to, I think, really justify those that type of price. But I'm looking specifically at about 375 is the sweet spot where I will be going in all in at that price and just holding for the next few days, next few weeks, next few months. I think this could be an interesting company to hold for the long term, but I'm also kind of skeptical. I'm not putting everything I have into this Coinbase just because there's going to be so much competition coming up behind them. And I think Bitcoin and altcoin crypto in general is going to be such a volatile market. Same with the oil, the energy industry is such a volatile market. I've had so much hard time investing in the energy market because number one, I don't know the space well enough, and number two, it's so volatile and it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the future. So same, crypto and energy, I feel like are kind of on the same track. Like energy, specifically oil, is it going to be more in demand because of the price cuts, because of the manufacturers are going to cut production, which is going to drive up the price, or is it going to crater because we're going into an electric vehicle market, and electric cars are becoming the norm, and so there's not as much demand for oil. I don't know. I don't know the answer to those questions well enough to put my money heavily behind those bets. Same with crypto. I think crypto will gain in popularity. I'm confident of that, but the specific price of Bitcoin and some of these other internet assets, it's going to be volatile. It's going to be a volatile time, and Coinbase is going to live and die based on Bitcoin. So the more popular Bitcoin becomes, the more popular Coinbase becomes. Same for the other coins themselves. So if Bitcoin drops in price, all the other altcoins, so Ethereum, Litecoin, what else? Bitcoin Cash, Tether, all these things are going to live and die by the price of Bitcoin. And it's going to be a bumpy road. There's definitely going to be a lot that has to be figured out before it is an established playing field, before it is an established market. And that's just the crypto side. You also have the traditional brokerages side. So those are the Fidelities, Schwab, even the traditional banks, Chase, Wells Fargo. They're all playing in this space of equities. They're trading. Their job is to manage assets for their clients and trade in the market. So you might even have competition from those players. They might decide to jump into this crypto space. It would be more difficult for them to do that because they're just older. They're not on the cutting edge of technology the way these new businesses are, but it's possible. It's possible that they become competitors. And then what happens with Coinbase then? I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. I just know that right now, these numbers they're putting up are incredible. And I think this wave is going to continue at least for this year. We have 3 quarters left and the economy hasn't even fully opened up yet. So the more it does reopen, I think the more investment you will have just into the market in general, and that will probably will help the wave increase for Coinbase. So I'm looking at about 375 is the sweet spot for Coinbase for me, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I will keep you posted. That's all I've got for today. Remember to make good money choices. Till next time.